here, everybody, and welcome to Ljubljana for the FIBA Women's EuroBasket quarterfinal game between Montenegro and France. The lights have lowered. The teams are ready. The drama is set to continue already in the quarterfinals today. An amazing first quarterfinal, Hungary winning it 62-61, and then Belgium showing why a lot of people think they're going to win the title, winning 93-53 over Serbia. Of course, Germany will take on Spain later tonight, and will face the winner of that will face Hungary. There you see Belgium. They will go up against the winner of this game here between France and Montenegro. Well, once again, folks, I'm Jeff Taylor, joined by Shona Thorburn. And Shona, France clearly the favorites in this game, not just on the FIBA world ranking, but just they've made how many finals in a row now? Five finals in a row, but unfortunately it's been a silver medal every single time. I know France, every year they come in, every 2 years they come into this tournament saying this is going to be our year. I think they need to actually prove that it's going to be their year, and they need to do something maybe a little bit different. But Montenegro may be the surprise team in this quarterfinals. I don't think they expected to be here. I don't think those of us doing the power rankings before this tournament thought that they were going to be here. But boy, have they played well. They're just exciting. They play with so much passion. They've had young kids who were unknown before this tournament step up and are starting to really contribute. And I think Skorovic, you know, the former player for Montenegro, has just done, she's been there a few years now. She has the experience as a player. She's got more experience now as a coach, and it's starting to pay off for this federation. Well, I had the joy of watching Montenegro play in Tel Aviv, and they are a tough nut to crack, no doubt about it. And against France, you know, at the end of the day, France, year in and year out, are always going to be, you would think, superior in talent and experience and size than most of their opponents. And the expectation is always to get to the podium, and they do aim for that title. There is something about this Montenegro team, the way they have competed. This is a team on a mission, and they have got some incredible young talent. I think this is going to be a very difficult game for France.
You said it, they're on a mission, and they proved that mission by beating Italy handedly to even make it to the quarterfinals.
So we are going to have a pause for the national anthems of both Montenegro and France. French fans, good numbers here, supporting their national team tonight. And they're going to need it against Montenegro, who mean all business. And I think the one game, in all honesty, that really impressed me the most for them was when they took on Spain. And even though they lost, they were down big heading at halftime, and then pulled within 2 points at the end of the quarter. And they just showed such a feistiness in that game. Spain were desperate. They needed to win. Okay, so the referees tonight, Luis Castillo, the crew chief in the middle from Spain, Lorenzo Baldini from Italy on the right, and Ivor Matejek from the Czech Republic on the left. And that will be the basketball that we use, the Molten, which needs no introduction. And we'll get a view at the starting fives. And I can't say enough really again about the job that Jelena Skerovic has done with this Montenegro team and how they showed up ready to play. Natasha Mack is just, she is in, if it's not Emma Messerman so far for the MVP, it could be her. Dragana Zivkovic, Bozica Mujevic, Jelena Vucinic has been terrific, flying under the radar, and Milica Jovanovic has been outstanding. Kovacevic, Pasic, Lekovic, you can't say enough about Lekovic as well, the guard. The young guard, the 19-year-old, but Natasha Mack.
Yeah, Natasha Mack, double-double, 14.8, 11.3 rebounds per game. She doesn't even have three-point range, so almost averaging 15 points, and she doesn't force anything. She lets the game come to her, but also her teammates don't, force her to do anything out of her comfort zone as well, and she just fits so well with this Montenegrin team.
Skerovic wasn't that long ago. She was the point guard for this team. It would be like you taking over Canada, for example. I mean, she uses that experience to good effect.
Oh, absolutely. And she's had experience as a player and now as a coach. This isn't her first rodeo coaching this Montenegrin team. And it's been a stepping, she's having to take little steps to get to where they are now. And like I said, I think herself and everyone else was a little bit surprised. As you see the starting lineup for France, Marine Fotuk, Sandrine Gruda, Valerine Vukosavljevic, Janelle Salon, and Mina Torres. So we know that Rupert went out, and she's not dressed for this game. She did dislocate her shoulder. X-rays, MRI came back negative. Hopefully she'll play on Saturday if they, need her. Points, Vukosavljevic, there you go, 10.7 points. This team is so all-rounded that it would be hard to even select a player who you would say, this is going to be your star matchup, who you're going to look for. And that's part of the reason. Jean-Aimé Toupin, France has always been like that. So any given night, any given game, someone could step up and do big things for France. And that, to me, is their biggest strength. Montenegro, they have never qualified to the women's EuroBasket semifinals. How about making history today? That would be something cool. We've already seen history happen in the last game with a player, Emma Messerman. Triple-double, first triple-double ever at the FIBA Women's EuroBasket. Can Montenegro make history? We'll find out very shortly.
They came close in 2015 in Hungary. And they came up against Spain, and they had Spain on the ropes. Did Montenegro, and they ultimately lost right at the death in that game. But always a tough opponent, Montenegro. Yeah, they lost that game 75-74. Well, hello everybody, good evening. And right on 6 o'clock here, 6 p.m. in Ljubljana, Slovenia, the quarterfinal between Montenegro and France is underway. Montenegro in the dark uniforms winning the opening tip and attacking the basket to the left on your screen. Mujevic comes out, misses the first jumper. And a chance to run Fotuks. Gives it up to her teammate, Salon. Gruda has it, the veteran, the ageless, the legend, Fotuks. And Fotuk drives in. Nice drive. Nice start to the game for her.
The advantage of having Vukosavljevic.
How about Zivkovic driving in for a layup?
Yeah, not bad. I was just about to say advantage of having Vukosavljevic play the 4 position, which she played a lot this year for USK Praha in EuroLeague. Typically more of a 3, but I think it's a good matchup with Jovanovic down on the other end.
Gruda powers her way, gets rejected by Mack. And if you didn't know about Mack, now you've seen all you need to know. Her length is incredible. And timing.
Averages almost 2 blocks a game. She already has 1.
Zivkovic whips it down low, and there she is, Mack on the attack. Gruda.
Well, how many times have we seen a pick and pop with Gruda and this French team? I mean, she is one of the GOATs at FIBA Women's EuroBasket by far. She's played in the most, she has the most amount of points by the hundreds.
She's been an MVP.
Yep.
Or was she the MVP?
All-Stars.
2009. Here is Milica Jovanovic. And Jovanovic needs to come out of the game. She came down awkwardly on her ankle. That's not good. They swing it. Toure put it up and in!
Well, France now out to a hot start. We saw Jovanovic kind of hobble back on defense, and that's why we see a wide open Mina Toure. So good job there by France taking advantage. And I like this pace that France is playing with. More concerning, though, is number 35, Milica Jovanovic, having to go to the bench for Montenegro. You talked about it. Captain, leader, veteran, has played in every game for Montenegro that they have been at a FIBA Women's EuroBasket. You need her on the floor.
Yeah, what I like about her most is, here's Mack again. The thing that Jovanovic is best known for is her three-point shooting. She's the all-time record holder for three-pointers made in the FIBA Women's EuroBasket. And when those weren't falling early in Tel Aviv, she helped out in so many other ways. Whether it was with her interior defense, rebounding, scoring inside. Oh my goodness. What a shot that was from Savljevic.
Yeah, I think she wanted the foul, kind of threw the ball up, somehow got the lucky bounce. Now France, though, they're going to need to have to figure out this side ball screen on an empty side, because right now they're just running it, popping Mack, and Mack is scoring.
Yeah, Vukosavljevic with that. I left off the Vuko.
Yeah.
I just wanted to see if you're listening. Kovacevic. She used to be a Yayi. Here is, again, Toure missing, and Mack with the rebound. I guess if the game speeds up really fast, that might favor France. Zivkovic loses control of it. France leading by 3. The drive, Fotuks. Good job, Vucinic. Vucinic from the elbow. It does take time sometimes for these Montenegrin players to settle in offensively.
Not a bad idea to foul. I think Vukosavljevic was going to have pretty good position underneath the basket, as I believe Coach Tupan is going to make some substitutions here as we see Gruda go out and Badian come in.
Do you think Vukosavljevic has had kind of like a renaissance of sorts, like in her career, like she dipped a little bit, now she's come back?
I mean, she dipped. She had a baby.
Yeah. And Mack with the rebound.
Yeah, obviously she missed last She was pregnant at the Tokyo Olympics when they got bronze.
And Mujovic fouled, so we'll get free throws. How pregnant was she?
She was a couple of months. Yeah, it was a pretty big story. I mean, when did I think Alani is her baby's name, was born in late January. So that bronze medal game in the Olympics was in August. So yeah. She missed last summer, obviously, for France. She wasn't able to, I mean, she was ready kind of to come back, but it was a little bit complicated with a newborn, especially it being all the way in Australia.
So Montenegro down 2 and looking for a defensive stop. And I guess Salon, in terms of the French national team, one of the new faces.
Oh, absolutely. You know, last summer I thought she had a great preparation with France, and maybe we thought she would be on that French team at the Sydney FIBA Women's World Cup, but she hurt her wrist, had to have actually wrist surgery.
Fotuk goes right into the lane. She's such a competitor.
Yeah, it's been a little bit of a difficult tournament so far for Marine Fotuk. You know, only playing around 16 minutes.
Traveling on Vucinic.
2 points a game for Fotuk coming into this, averaging 2 points a game. So coming out aggressive, especially in this first quarter, I think is a huge confidence booster for her.
Toure missing, and Mack, you can see her ability to rebound the basketball.
Yeah.
She's just,
I mean,
if it's up there, she's going to bring it
rebounds,
down.
block shots.
Soft touch, and not this time. But good hustle from Zivkovic to get it back. And Mack not able to save it. Second turnover against Zivkovic. Salon comes out. Sarah Michel coming into the game, one of the French veterans. Interesting that she wears the nose ring, and they made her cover that up in Tel Aviv. I don't know if that's something that will continue to go unnoticed. There's the bounce pass, and Badian puts it up and in. And this France team,
defensive pressure, on-ball pressure is excellent for this French team. They've struggled maybe a little bit offensively, but defense has been the reason that they have won. They went 3-0 in group play.
Oh, nice feed. I almost wonder if Mack was expecting that pass, because it couldn't have been any better. Here's Toure. Vukasavjevic, wide open three. About to say, speaking of well-oiled machines, that kind of would describe the way France are playing right now.
Now Montenegro want to maybe slow down the tempo a little bit and set up their offense. Again, France struggling with that side pick. Here you have the rotation, though.
Oh, dangerous pass. Kovacevic has it. France doing very well in the rebounding department. One shot and out for Montenegro. Fotuk, the bounce pass to Badian. She scores again with the left hand. Badian's playing with a lot of confidence.
Yeah, she is. She has a great season as well in France this year with La Montpellier. So she got to play with the likes of Linskens and Van Loo, who have we seen, also with Romain Bernier, who plays in Montpellier with them.
Wow, what a great team that is.
Yeah, it's not a bad little team. And she also had I thought she had a great World Cup last year, and that gave her confidence going into her professional season, and it's just continued on through this summer.
Small guard. Brže, morate preko bloka, brže da idete. Dalje, u napad. Napad, igramo 3. Marija, Mučko, Dragana, Bojana, Mek, open, set the screen. Because they go on this catch. First thing, you can drive. Second thing, Mac is here. When we pass the ball to third, they go here. One of you has to cut. Make the cut, and then you have two shooters.
Look at that finish from Badian with the left hand. And Badian, we were talking about how she's really been solid from a club standpoint. Montenegro fans looking on. And we get to see Lekovic. That was one reason for the timeout, was to get her into the game. So one of the stories in Tel Aviv, clearly hoping to impress here for Montenegro, but against a very good French team. Kovacevic drives in, and she's hit on the arm, so free throws coming. Charteroux also into the game for France. Oh yeah, she got it on the left arm. So Touré goes out.
Lacan checking into the game for her. So another youngin' and a bright future for this French team, 19 years old.
Wow.
Her first experience with the senior team is at FIBA Women's EuroBasket at 19. How about that?
You know you're good if you're making your debut at 19 for France.
Yeah.
Montenegro fans trying to get behind the team to rev them up a little bit to try to withstand this great start here. Now watch Lekovic, her quickness, tenacity on both ends of the floor. Now Michel gets it to Charteroux. They pass it out to Lacan, and oh yeah, she's the real deal. What a play, what a shot.
First points of this competition for Lacan.
Lekovic almost turned it over. And she was fouled by Bernier, who wanted the 5-second call. Saw Pashas there. She hasn't played at all, really, for Montenegro in this FIBA EuroBasket. A little bit of a surprise.
And you know what, a great little story about Romain Bernier as well. She just picked up that foul.
Look at Lekovic get down the ball. They're going to scrap. She's going to try to get it. And good hustle from France to tie her up.
I mean, how good is this if you see, this is a quarterfinal and there's two 19-year-olds on the floor.
I think that's the story of this FIBA Women's EuroBasket, is the play of the youngsters.
Yeah.
As good as some of the greats are, like Messman, that Belgian team. It is the youngsters that have stolen the headlines for me.
So we see Montenegro here go back into a zone. Lots of teams have played zone against France in this competition.
Oh wow. Oh, wow. Goodness me, I'm just sitting back and enjoying watching her play. She is silky smooth. Lacan. Zivkovic has got her hands full. The lead is 11 points, the biggest of the game. Lekovic. Ball goes out of bounds.
She rolled her ankle, right?
Yeah, she came down.
In the last game, pretty early in the game.
Yeah. Actually, let me see. It was... Yeah, Lekovic got hurt against Greece in the 74-69 win, the qualification for the quarterfinal win. Look at that. Boy, the size of France is really bothering Montenegro. They're lucky to get away with that, to get it back. Lekovic probing into the corner. Vucinic. So they turn it over, goes back over.
30 seconds left. France will get the ball back. Montenegro struggling a little bit to score late in this first quarter.
Wow, and they give it to France. And it has been one of the biggest, the toughest, hardest 10 minutes for Montenegro, if not the hardest of this EuroBasket, this opening 10 minutes. Because they look distinctly overmatched, in my opinion, at this stage. Wide open, Michelle. Oh, boy, she nails the three. 14-point lead. Lekovic puts it up, and, boy, that was about as close a thing do you get as an end of the first quarter dagger. Milica Jovanovic injured and out of the game. That's not helping, and France leading at 23-9 over Montenegro.
Yeah, just a great first 10 minutes by France. I think that's the best 10 minutes that they have played so far in this tournament. You know, going into this, they're only shooting 27% from three-point range. Now they're at 60. Montenegro, 0 three-point shots made. You know, France, it's all about their defense, and that's why they won their 3 games in group phase, finished first in their group. But right now I see them playing a lot more relaxed offensively. They're getting out, they're running. Always been an unselfish team, but to me they seem like they're a little bit more aggressive, and I think it's paying off for them.
And I guess also if you're a team like France, you would rather peak as the tournament goes along, not be blowing the doors off the hinges from the very beginning. I mean, if you want to get better as the tournament goes along, not worse, obviously. Well, I don't know what kind of changes you can make, and maybe the big concern as well for Montenegro is what the situation is with Milovanovic. Download the app Courtside 1891 to get video streaming schedules and scores on your smartphone. You can get it at the Apple Store and Google Play.
Milovanovic? Is that Milica Jovanovic combined?
Sorry, Jovanovic. Sorry.
No,
Milica
I agree.
Jovanovic.
I thought it, you know, I hoped.
What's happening with my names tonight? I've messed up Vukosavljevic, Milica Jovanovic. Lekovic takes it deep, great D from Berniers. And then she steps out of bounds.
No, it's going to be a foul going against Badian.
Okay.
Yeah, I was watching that entire quarter break there, wondering if Jovanovic was going to come back in. But the good news is, folks, you haven't seen it yet, but right there we see number 25, Milica Jovanovic, checking back in the game for Montenegro. That is very, very important because they don't have really a deep bench, especially on the inside positions. And Mac played that entire first quarter, and she's still in the game right now.
Yeah, she can play big minutes.
Well, she has to, right?
I mean, she hasn't all game long, all tournament long. She usually sits down a little bit. Boy, Mujovic being very careless there with Salon. And then misses the shot, and Lacan, rather, comes up and makes the plays. We've only seen good stuff from her. Charteroux, Michel, Badian, Lacan, and Berniers on the court for France, who lead at 14. And now 16 points. And it looks like Milica Jovanovic is a bit gimpy running up the court. So Lekovic goes up, Berniers. Great D from Berniers. Gruda comes into the game. It has been a long time without points for Montenegro.
Yeah, it really has. I think it was around the 5-minute mark they got their last points in the first quarter. Probably the first.
Finally a basket for Lekovic.
First clean look. Lekovic, the young star in the making here. People didn't know who she was before this tournament started. They definitely know who she is now.
25-11. And Michelle, great catch, but the finish not there. Now a chance for Mack. So Lekovic has been one of the stories of the tournament for Montenegro, and here she is hitting a shot, but it's been a tough start for her tonight against this French defense.
What I think is a really bad sign for your Montenegrin fan is the fact that Milica Jovanovic, she checked into the game for about a minute, maybe not even. We see her right there at the end of the bench, head bent over. We know that she went down with a little bit of an ankle twist, and I'm not sure we're going to see her again tonight.
That's a brutal blow for this Montenegro national team. Zivkovic, tough play, and it's kind of like we're seeing Montenegro rush up shots because they're struggling against the size, the quickness, everything. Foul called, so Zivkovic goes to the line. I can't see Montenegro advancing without Milica Jovanovic, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I can't either. And okay, so you know what? Great run. Good job for Montenegro. There's still games after this game, even if they do lose, which then become the most important for them in the tournament. If she's not ready by Saturday, you know, their hopes of getting one of those 6 tickets to next year's Olympic qualifiers will take a big blow.
Yeah. Yeah, they just do not have the luxury. I think 14 professional women Montenegrin players in Montenegro to choose from. Here we go. 14 professional players overall. Here's Charteroux for 3. I mean, if you're France, you want to put this thing away now, though, because Lekovic and Montenegro, they will fight to the end.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here's Mack. And, well, going up against Gruda.
Something that France hasn't done either is put teams away. They've always let them hang around, and it's become, I guess you could say, sort of nerve-wracking.
All categories you can imagine, France leading. 14 points from the bench to 4 from Montenegro. Bernier hits a shot at the free throw line. They're getting more points in the paint. 7 points off turnovers for France. None for Montenegro. It's all working. Zivkovic. A lot of one-on-one play, and it's not working for Montenegro.
No, but I think you got to credit France's defense. Excellent defensive team.
And just one pass too many there. The ball goes out of bounds. How do you evaluate Bernier's role in this team?
Oh, she's their little Energizer bunner. An Energizer bunny. You know, she comes in, gives them intensity, will pick up full court, moves her feet. She's also, you know, I don't want to call it a cheerleader, but she gets her team motivated by how excited she gets.
Look at that tight defense. Mujovic gets it, goes in strong, and there's the follow from Mack. I mean, that's one area where Montenegro almost always score when they get that drive to the basket, and they didn't look good on that at all. France's defense really dictating how this thing is going right now. Tartaru with the terrific dribble drive. And forcing the timeout.
Well, no surprise, Coach Skarovic wants to call a timeout. Still 6 minutes left in this quarter. You know, France needs to put the boom down. I don't know how else to say it. Montenegro, they need to figure it out, put a few stops and scores together.
Maja, Božica, Bojana, pas na Draganu, okej? Božu, učiš ovdje, Jelena, ovdje si. Otvori se pas, moraš da se demarkiraš dobro. Sljedeća stvar, Vučko, Bojana, ide, Božo, otvori korner ovdje. Vučko, ti si dane hendl, Maja blok, Maja, roll, ideš na roll, okej? Vučko, napadaj. I ti se penješ gore, pas, ti imaš šut, imaš ovdje Draganu i Božicu, okej? Ajde, 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 ajde. Za Crni Goru. Svi.
Well, if this is the best that France have played in this tournament, it's the right time to be playing your best because you want to be growing and you want to be getting better as you get closer and closer to the big prize.
Absolutely, and I've been critical of Spain. I think a lot of us have, saying that they've started tournaments excellent. They've looked so good, and then the do or die games, their basketball has started to dip a little. Well, now maybe we're seeing the opposite.
That was terrific. Nice drive by Vucinic and getting it to number 21, Bigovic, who just checked into the game. Montenegro trying to pick up their defense a little bit. Long three-pointer for Fotu. Wow.
I'm telling you, her attacking the basket aggressively. I haven't seen her this comfortable in a game yet at this EuroBasket, so I'm not surprised that she's, starting to feel it a little bit now. She's a player who needs to feel the game, and right now she's feeling good about the game.
Vucinic a long way out, gets it right back. And a foul, Mujovic. Or is it on? Yeah, it's it was indeed on Mujovic. So Posse getting ready to check in.
And another new player for France is for Posse. Making her debut with the senior team is Romain Bernier. Like I said, the Energizer Bunny, the cheerleader. Cheerleader sounds bad. She's not a cheerleader, but boy, does she know how to get her teammates up and celebrate little actions, which can be so, it's contagious, that kind of an attitude.
One of the bonuses to having her in the team. Now, quick chance to run for Montenegro. Hands it off right at the right time to Kovacevic. Get down before France and score if you can, because it has been difficult in the half court.
Yeah, it has. But a good job after that timeout by Montenegro to come get a few easy baskets for them.
Bruda going to work. The patented fade, not successful, and Vucinic reaches in, takes it away. She's excelling right now for Montenegro. Mack getting a breather. Vucinic tried to get it to Bigovic, and here comes Potuk. Doesn't wait around. France players calling for an unsportsmanlike.
And here we see that nice little 2-on-1 action. As Montenegro, a little bit of excitement and passion coming from the bench, which is exactly what they need. We've talked about it, but you know, this little run by Montenegro has been happening with Mac on the bench as well. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to see Jovanovic again, which is a big loss for Montenegro.
Oh, huge. Christina Uvenia. Did you see what they did with that photo? We're going to have to get an explanation on that. I think I know what it was, but anyway, Spain playing next against Germany. Here's the pass to Gruda. Oh, what a finish. He's been flying under the radar at this tournament, but Bernier's cheering on her fellow veteran. Although Gruda is the veteran of veterans. Bigovic trying to play Bigovic, and a nice soft turn and score. Well, when your number's called, you got to be ready, and Bigovic so far so good for her coming into this game. Gruda sensing well, a chance, but a good play, and then the good defensive play, and then the foul from behind. On Salon. Look at Bigovic. Hardly played at all, really, in this tournament. Showing a little bit of low post action.
You know, Mac is on the bench. She played about 15 consecutive minutes. Jovanovic has hardly played at all after spraining her ankle on an attack to the basket. And when that happens, other people need to step up, but it's also their opportunity to step up. You know, maybe if you're out of the rotation, you don't know when in a tournament like this, but you can get back in the rotation very quickly.
Well, Bigovic hadn't played but 6 minutes, hadn't scored. Vucinic makes the first free throw. I mean, Bigovic, yeah, I mean, hadn't even played a minute in the last 2 games. So you have to be ready. And Vucinic, probably more than anybody, is bringing Montenegro back in a variety of ways. Her scoring, her playmaking, and the lead is back down to 10 points. So there is hope in the end, it appears, for Montenegro. Skirovic coaching from the bench, kind of kneeling down, watching. Here's Fotuks. Pass. Vukosavljevic into the corner, and Salon with the 3.
That's great basketball. Nice little pick and pop action. Unselfish play by Vukosavljevic, finds Salon in the corner.
Good energy for Foposi guarding Lekovic. Mujovic to Vucinic. Vucinic really carrying Montenegro right now. She's got 7 points. Foposi into the paint, has it knocked away. France get it back, though. It creates an opportunity and an and one. Oh, great job cutting to the basket once she knew that her teammate had it. And Badian has been terrific tonight. So Natasha Mack comes back in for Bigovic, and now we see Lacan also checking back into the game. Boy, the selection for France must just be really tough when you see this kind of young talent coming out. They're going to have a very tough job picking their Olympic team, I would think. They'll be there as the host nation.
Yeah, obviously they're missing a couple players, well-known players who have been around for a long time as well, who you would imagine they would be back.
Mujovic has She gets the pass stolen by Badian. So they got it. They cut it back down, and now the lead has gone back up. Here's Fotoux. Badian. Oh, what a shot. Badian's been terrific.
Yeah, great job there by Badian. Fotoux through 2 players. The difference is I feel like France are playing more aggressive, but they're also knocking down shots. They struggled to hit open shots in their past 3 games.
Well, you've got Badian, she's got 9 points, and that's coming off the bench.
That's what I talked about at the beginning of the game. This French team, any given night, someone else is going to step up because they are so talented and so deep.
Lekovic gets in. She did the good work, but then rushed up the layup. And again, she has been so effective doing just that and finishing, but not tonight. Vukosavljevic missing Kovacevic. Final 35 seconds of the first half. Kovacevic loses it. Look at Fotoux, knock it away. She races ahead. What a play from Marine Fotoux. Oh, she's been sensational. She's got 9 points now. Vucinic and, wow, Foposi knocking it away. This France team showing its might tonight. Anybody thinking an upset might be on the cards probably having other thoughts right now. Fotoux. Well, if she's arrived at the tournament, it's better late than never. France lead at 44-26 over Montenegro at halftime.
Yeah, and just a great job by France. They're knocking down shots. They're staying aggressive. They're finding the extra player and the open person. I think it's paying off. That's why we see those kind of shooting percentages, 64% from 2-point range, 5 of 8. They're not settling for threes, but when they shoot them, they are knocking them down. Montenegro, on the other hand, they had a long, tough, dry spell there where they didn't score, and it really, they got out of rhythm, and you got to give credit where credit's due. A lot of that was France's defense, but teams this far in this point of the tournament, when someone goes down, when someone's not scoring, someone else needs to step up, and it's been a little bit difficult for Montenegro. We do know Milica Jovanovic, the leader of this team, one of the best scorers on this team for Montenegro, went down with an ankle injury. She came back in, played a minute, asked to be subbed out, and then you saw her with her head down at the end of the bench. For me, that's very worrisome because I think you definitely need a player like her if you want to pull off an upset.
So without the captain, 33-year-old Milica Jovanovic, who accounts for a lot of the scoring and rebounding, but that's part of it. Next man up, next woman up. And a lot of work to do for Montenegro. It's going to need feeling like a near miracle right now, the way that first half finished.
Well, we've seen a lot of runs. We've seen teams up 17 points and it come back and be a tight one, and they have to win at the buzzer. So anything is absolutely possible at this tournament. And this is the quarterfinals. I wouldn't count anyone out.
This was Begovic's big move and play and points, but this was Fotoux after the steal. 44-26, France on top of Montenegro at halftime.
Unique character. Unique chemistry.
FIBA Basketball World Cup is the peak of the game.
It's the toughest competition in the basketball world to win.
That is why I will be there
Because when you win for one,
you win for all.
This is where I don't think Greece is good when they go one-on-one here.
Oh, what a move. Well, took an exceptional move by Spanish.
Anderson steps back, mid-range 2 is good.
A lot of credit to Mac. Ivanovic. That's 2 in a row.
Hey, Jeff.
Tough jump shot is blocked. So again, the high fight Germany is paying dividends, and how about that? I love it playing the big front hard.
Especially if they get rewarded by the person on the ball.
Pick and roll, nice little shot fake, got English on her feet. Maybe an underrated player for Slovakia.
He was open. I think Montenegro know that they want Sandlesini to get opportunities. Here's Andre, good play. Well, Sandlesini was covered. Andre did the right thing. She cut to the basket, and now she's got a 3-point play opportunity.
One down to 7. Olashinska rather drives in.
She's fouled. Olashinska, what a play.
Beautiful play. They play this horns play. Look at this. She comes off the screen, puts her head down, and takes the hit.
Artemis Spanu rebounds. They pass it up quickly, and Greece once again score quickly on the counterattack.
That's a really good fast transition layup.
Behind the back, Franklin off the glass. Whoa, gets the roll. Strong move to the ring.
Resistio! How about that block and on tag?
Well, Montenegro is going to need more than Jelena Vucinic in terms of scoring if they're going to come back, but she does have 7 important points for them just to give them hope. You know, she's been doing overall, I think she's been pretty solid across the board, but it's not nearly enough tonight. She's got 3 assists as well and 2 rebounds and a steal to go with her 7 points. But Montenegro is shorthanded without Melissa Jovanovic, who left with an ankle problem, and the length and active, the hands of France making life very difficult. And meanwhile for France, the top scorer is, well, I think you know who we're talking about, Marianne Fotoux. She's one of the 2 players that has 9 points. Marianne Badienne also with 9. Fotoux picking it up late. Also 5 assists, 2 steals. And you've been one of her coaches the last 2 years at Basket Lawns, and I guess you've seen a nice progression from her during the 2 seasons?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Let's not forget, I mean, Marion Fotoux, yeah, it's funny because, you know, you say she's been around, but she still is only 22 years of age. She just turned 22 in January. She's still young. She already has an Olympics under her belt. She has a World Cup under her belt. She got cut the last moment at last year's, 2 years ago, 2021 FIBA Women's EuroBasket, and then they brought her back just for that Olympics because Duche went out with an injury. So it's interesting how things can kind of play out. And you know, I have had the opportunity to see her, to watch her develop, and she's the kind of player, she needs confidence, and she was missing a little bit of confidence, not really playing her kind of a game, but she also was asked to play a different role than she does in club basketball, which a lot of these players, you know, are asked to do when you get with your national team. And I'm not surprised that it's taken her a little while. I'm also not surprised that it's taken the team a little while. It's not just about her today. I mean, Badjian, like you mentioned, off the bench, everyone who has come in has participated. The only person who hasn't scored is Fiposi, but she's out there defending, getting touches, switching, guarding 1 through 5. You know, she has her role. She knows what her role is, and she's doing it great. So, you know, other than that, Rupert hasn't scored, but she hasn't even been on the court tonight. So,
yeah, I mean, in all honesty, out of all the performances that I've seen so far this EuroBasket, that might be the most dominant half of basketball that I've seen from anybody. The one by France.
I mean, Jeff, let's not forget the game that we saw right before this one.
Well, Belgium. That's true. That's true. Maybe unexpectedly dominant. You just know that the Belgium are going to dominate. But this kind of also gives you second thoughts to think, well, maybe Belgium are going to have it a little bit harder to do than I was anticipating. Especially considering talking about coming off the bench if they end up playing Fotoux. Yes, it's incredible today, 9 points. She was averaging 2. And the message from the locker room is don't switch it off, keep it switched on.
Yeah. And, you know, it's also those 5 assists. Yeah, she's looking for herself, but she's also looking for her teammates. And her teammates are putting up points as well. Everyone's sharing the ball incredibly well for France. And that's to be expected every game. But again, it comes back to their defense and can they defend. And I think that's what they've shown all tournament long. They've shown it here today. 26 points for Montenegro. Now France has figured out how to score. If you're Montenegro, I think the biggest concern is, can we get some quick, easy baskets? Because that's when they've been at their best, and it's usually them having to get a stop. They haven't been able to get many stops and push the tempo. They need to get some quick stops, go 2-on-3, 3-on-4 situations. They don't mind attacking the basket 5-on-5 either if they're able to do it in momentum. But when they have to come down, set up an offense, that also gives France time to set up their defense.
Yeah, anytime you get easy buckets, turnovers and easy buckets, but it's proving very difficult against France tonight. France have only turned it over 4 times versus 10 turnovers for Montenegro.
Yeah, you said it, and out of those points off of turnovers, 13 points for France. So you turn the ball over, you have to be careful and get back very quickly because France are very good at turning those turnovers into points for them. But I've said it earlier today, and I truly believe this. I think bench contribution, the further you go in this tournament, becomes very, very important, and that's what we have seen in games. You know, Hungary had great bench contribution in their win in the first game of today, first quarterfinals. Belgium, I'm a little worried about what their bench can do, but when you have, you know, a starting 5 plus your 6-man who are as good as they are, maybe not as necessary, but right here, France's bench contribution, 23 points already in this first half. They only have 44, so more than half of their points are actually coming from the bench. Well, good news is that Milica Jovanovic is warming up for Montenegro. You see her doing a little bit of footwork. She's going in for layups. She's shooting the ball. When she runs, she does not look like she is running comfortably, unfortunately. Adrenaline is a big drug, and maybe some adrenaline can kick in and we can see her back on the bench on the court for Montenegro. She averages 12.5 points a game. The only person who scores more than her is Natasha Mack. They're the only two who actually score in double figures. When a team only scores 64 points a game, you need your top 2 scorers.
Yeah, Mack only has 4 points to go with her 7 rebounds tonight. And she only so far has 1 block. Well, you're not going to get it all back at once if you're Montenegro, but you definitely need to have a good start to the second half.
If they make this spot brawl, you guys can make it. If they want to drive, you guys can stop this drive. In offense, head, Dragana, make the screen, pass the ball. Lučko set the screen for Mac. We look to pass the ball here inside, okay? If not, Jelena get out and you play pick with Bojana. Sa Bojanom igraš tu. Hey, we only need 2-3 defense.
Coming up later tonight will be Spain against Germany. That'll tip off at 8:45 local time. Remember, the top 6 teams at this tournament will clinch places in the FIBA Women's Olympic qualifying tournaments as well. Second half action is underway. And France with possession and looking crisp, solid, moving well, and a kicked ball. So 14 seconds on the shot clock. The Allez les Bleus chants start up again, and Fotoux goes right down the middle. Another layup. Fotoux now looking like the best player on the court. She's got 11.
Salon thrown to the ground, but good communication. France here, what an advantage being able to switch like this.
Kovacevic puts one up. Not even close.
Montenegro, this tournament's not over for them, even if they lose here tonight.
No, absolutely not. Vukosavljevic. I mean, you know, you look at the way France have played tonight, and as Mujovic drives in, is fouled by Fotoux. You look at the way that France have played tonight, and I think it speaks pretty highly of French basketball that they could be without Gabby Williams and Marine Johannes and be this dominant tonight. The question is, can they be this dominant over the next 2 games if they go ahead and win this game?
I think they have the skill sets, the talents, the ability, but are they consistent? No, we haven't seen that yet. And it's figuring out how to be consistent game in, game out in a tournament where, you know, you got 1 day to recover tomorrow. Semifinals, semifinals is going to have to go up against Belgium, whoever wins this game. And you and I saw Belgium. You've seen Belgium this entire tournament. I got my first live glimpse of Belgium. It's a tall task.
Yeah, it is. It's a tall and also a fast task.
Yes.
The way that the Julie Alemán and Julie Van Loo get it to go. Fotoux The bank is not open, but it doesn't matter because they get the ball anyway. But nevertheless, Vucevic comes up and steals it. Just not letting him breathe, basically. Zivkovic comes in, misses another jumper. Not frustrating night for Zivkovic.
I think it's a frustrating night for a lot of these Montenegrin players. Vucevic, 7 points. After that, you have no one over 4 points in this game so far.
And I badly misjudged this matchup. I thought Montenegro were going to be a very awkward matchup for France. Here's Mujovic. And just seeing things like Mack missing right at the rim is just not something that we've seen all tournament long.
Well, and, you know, I think we have to talk a little bit more about France's defense in that case.
Yeah.
They did a great job. They were challenged offensively, but they always played great, strong defense, and that's why they are 3-0 going into this game.
As long as your defense is good,
absolutely,
you're going to be fine. Here's Gruda. Powerful move for her. And the foul called on Natasha Mack. From Lufkin, Texas, Natasha Mack.
Where'd she go to school?
She went to Oklahoma State.
Sooner?
Cowgirls.
Cowgirls?
Yeah. But they do not ride horses at school.
They don't? How do
No.
they get to class?
It's just the mascot. Much like you were a Ute?
I was a Ute.
What is a Ute?
It's
a Utah Ute.
Yeah, it's the Utes are a Indian tribe that were there long before we ever arrived.
Okay.
Yep. And they would come to some of the big football games.
The tribe?
Yeah, the tribe leader all dressed up. Pretty cool.
Mujovic, another miss, and just seeing things we haven't seen all tournament long. Montenegro missing layups. Mujovic complaining that she was hit.
We saw it against Serbia. You know, when things go badly, boy, do they go badly for some teams. And Serbia really struggled against Belgium as well. And right now you're seeing Montenegro struggle against France. And I think playing well and giving energy is contagious. Unfortunately, it goes both ways. Sometimes playing bad is also contagious. And one person starts missing easy stuff, the rest of the team does.
That's a great point. Nice dump down low to Kovacevic, and Fotukes fouls her on the shot, so a chance for three-point play.
It's going to happen when you go to the switching type defense. Maybe a little bit better communication. She should switch out with another taller guard or the opposite big. One thing you can't do is stay behind Marine Fotukes. You know, you stay behind and you get that low. Either you foul before she receives the ball, or you work harder than she is and you try to get in front so they at least have to lob pass it. Give your help side defense a little bit more time to come around and hopefully help you out.
So back to 18. Fotukes, guarded by Mujovic. And just like we saw the Czech Republic scrap and battle away and not give up despite trailing by 17 points, Montenegro have to dig deep and really get it done on this end. And that's easier said than done against a team like France with Sandrine Gruda.
One of the GOATs of the FIBA Women's EuroBasket, and especially a GOAT of France basketball as well. And they've got a couple GOATs, but she's going to be going down as one of the greatest, for sure.
Oh, another miss from Mujovic. I can't believe she missed a drive. She's just been automatic on all of that in Tel Aviv.
Well, it's hard because you've seen a completely different Montenegrin team. I've seen a different French team.
Oh, nice pass, Fotukes. I see a toughness in this France team that I haven't seen before, if I'm being quite honest.
Well, you know, they won their 3 games in group play. It wasn't pretty basketball, but they won. And I think they got a lot of flack in the media, to be honest. And
maybe that's angered them?
I think it's angered them, maybe, you know, motivated them. Not that they needed motivation, trust me, but I think they also wanted to prove maybe some people wrong.
Potuk hands it off. Toure's pass intercepted by Mujovic. 2-on-1 break. They've got to get something on this one. And Mujovic pulls up and hits the shot and is fouled. Fouled by Salon.
Well, Montenegro, I mean, they're still putting in the effort. They're still defending. They know that it's a 40-minute game. They've seen some big comebacks throughout this tournament. And Salon, not really necessary to jump out at the shooter. I mean, shot was already up. No need to foul her and give her a three-point play opportunity. But
she didn't capitalize. Bernier into Gruda. They just look at 6s and 7s in the back.
Yeah,
completely chaotic, giving away some cheap shots. Great work by France. Kovacevic passes it back out and is intercepted by Salon, and she is fouled in midcourt. They might look at it. Nope. I mean, that was clearly a foul. But I think it's when the whistle blows sometimes later, they look to see how the offensive player was impacted, how they fall. Timeout on the court. 5:17 remaining in the third quarter. There's still hope for Montenegro, but they haven't quite figured out how to get stops.
So when they set the screen, go under. Go under. So when she's here and you are here, you stay here, you move, and you are here. I don't care about this shot. I don't want to allow them here, okay? Stay with the hands here. One time, for one time. In offense, we play 0. Now, Bojana, Bučka, I want you to be with the ball. So Božica, Dragana, Mek. You go. Stand up, and you go here. Now. Czekaj, ukrycie. Wracasz i odzie. Wracasz meni. Wracasz ovdje. Stand up. Now. Bojana, make a pause. You go. Make screen. And make sweep. Sweep, okay, Bučko. Okay? Ajmo. Ti
Coach Garavitz just looking for little areas, little adjustments, little tweaks, where maybe it can free up a little bit of space for them to operate.
We'll have a lot of space with this French defense, but here we see Montenegro come out of the timeout in a zone. They played a little bit of zone, and that's where France have seen Gruda underneath. That's the second time they've gone to her. And Gruda now having her best offensive output of this tournament tonight as well. So how do you like that? Marie Futsuk, who's been quiet all tournament. Sandrine Gruda, 8 points a game. It's good, but you know she can do more. We have Badian, 9 points off the bench in the first half.
Gruda looks as good as ever.
Yeah.
Here I was thinking she was winding down a little bit, looking at the stats. She's just saving it for the big games. Gruda hears the applause as she comes out, the legend. Badian comes back in. So there's no real drop-off. Kovacevic banks it in. Can't trade buckets. They got to get stops. They got to get a run. We haven't really seen a run from Montenegro.
Yeah, it's so important when you're down 2 stops and a score. 2 stops and a score.
Vukosavljevic. I think her husband and child's here, right?
Yeah, they're up standing actually in the stairwell.
Oh, yeah.
Sitting in the stairwell, excuse
yes.
me.
Here is Kovacevic getting a little bit of success with her. But again, Mack goes out, Mujovic goes out, Lekovic and Bigovic comes back in. And it's the French are having a party tonight.
Well, they got a lot of fans here. They typically have a lot of fans who come out and support them.
They do support their national team, don't they? Vucinic, tough shot. Hands in the face. Bigovic gets it back. Charteroux in the game. Now she switches on to Zivkovic. And Bigovic catches and puts it up and in. Good, smart play. Zivkovic and Bigovic. Bigovic just 20 years of age.
And you know what's also great, though? I mean, this is a learning experience for these younger Montenegrin players as well. Like, this is where I want to be out. That's the kind of player I want to become.
Yeah.
I need to work harder.
Oh, unsportsmanlike foul has been called on Bigovic, the 20-year-old. It's because she left it in.
Well, and she didn't, it wasn't a play on the ball. Maybe the initial movement was a play, but then the actual holding was not a,
Badian, a rare miss of anything tonight for France. Zivkovic, the 22-year-old, on the bench. Radoncic has checked into the game, number 7 for Montenegro. So she comes in and plays her first minutes, or seconds. Charteroux, you can leave me open. You can pay the price. Number 6. And Lekovic has it knocked out of her hands. And it's going to be given to France. Well, they could challenge it if they want. France know exactly, it's like almost everything Lekovic wants to do tonight. France knew exactly what was coming. They have just shut her down. Oh, almost a kick there from Kovacevic. Radoncic. Ooh. She picks up the dribble, faces some trouble. Now Lekovic. She cuts, and Bigovic's pass batted by Badian. Oh, beautiful pass to Badian.
Great job. Defender there tried to cheat a little bit. Nice slip, nice pass, nice finish, execution.
Great pass, Berniers.
And another steal.
They are just demolishing Montenegro.
there you see that little slip by Badian, a great pass right on the money. All she had to do was just go straight up with it.
And Melissa Jovanovic just can hardly watch.
I mean, understandable. Obviously, the woman has passion. She has played in every game at a EuroBasket for Montenegro since 2011.
This French team just looks so big and long. So even getting jump shots off is a challenge. And interesting how the cream starts to rise to the top as the tournament goes on. And we say that about France, even though they won all of their games.
You know, especially in these tournaments with not a lot of days off to practice. France, though, are coming off of 3 days in a row off, able to prepare. Montenegro, they had to play in that qualification game. So it was a big advantage, obviously, finishing first in your pool. You have one less game, one extra day off.
Kovacevic. You notice how it's kind of one shot and out from Montenegro.
Yeah, France have done an excellent job on the rebounds.
Oh, body on, what a turn. Boy, France are just imperious right now. I think they must be upset. They must have looked at the power rankings on the website and seen that Spain, despite being 2-1, were ranked higher than them. Here's the drive. Kovacevic goes out. And we get our first look tonight at number 24, Ksenia Stepanovic. And when it rains, it pours. It just is not looking good in any way, shape, or form for Montenegro tonight. So Lekovic comes out. You think this is Skarabich thinking we're out of this, we're not coming back?
I do. I think that's why we see Max sitting down on the bench maybe
Saving
longer periods of time than she has the rest of the tournament.
Oh, Badian has been terrific. It's one thing that you have to cope with Gruda, but you've got another skilled big coming off the bench in Badian. So Badian has just been utterly sensational. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. 9 points in the first half. Was slow here to get going, but as soon as she does get going, she has been unstoppable for this young Montenegrin team that is out on the floor right now trying to get stops against her.
Her finishes have that French flair. She's very swashbuckling-esque, as is Lecon, who's in the game.
France now taking their time.
Oh, look at Badian. She gets it back. You're not stopping me. Oh, they did. A rare instance. They've got size, strength, length, talent. France, 65. Montenegro, 37 at the end of 3.
Well, it's been 30 minutes of France basketball, really. Montenegro, they're not giving up. They're still fighting. They're still trying hard. But clearly, France shooting the ball incredibly well. 69% from 2, 42% from 3, compared to just 25% from 3 for Montenegro and 34% from two-point range. You know, the one good thing, Montenegro, they're doing a decent job getting to the free throw line. They're 10 of 14, whereas France are just 6 to 7. I guess they don't have to be as aggressive because they're hitting their outside shots. But I think the most notable thing for me, France doing a great job on the boards. They already have 22 rebounds in total. They're not giving any second chance points, chance opportunities really to Montenegro. If they do give it up, they're buckling down and they're defending after an offensive rebound. And also, let's not forget, it's the turnovers. I mean, 14 turnovers compared to only 7 for France. But when you turn the ball over against France, that's when they get out and run and score against you.
Scanning the barcode to get courtside 1891. Video streams, schedules, and scores at your fingertips. We've got 2 semifinalists already. We saw Belgium in the previous game roll past Serbia to a big win. And look at the player energy tracker. Vukosavljevic has been on the court 17 minutes and 13 minutes on the bench. Natasha Mack, 22 minutes on the court, 8 minutes on the bench, but doesn't seem like she's been out there that much. Seems like we've seen more of Vukosavljevic.
Yeah, I think France have definitely done a good job shutting down the go-to players for Montenegro, Natasha Mack being one of them, and Likovic, who you
Lacan for 3.
Stop talking about coming into this game. But it's a sign of, you know, a young team, and they still need to grow, and I think this is a really, really good opportunity for them to play against one of the top teams in the world.
Radoncic has it knocked away. Bernier's over to Lacan. She's got, oh, look at her shift. Smooth, silky smooth, Lacan. Charteroux misses. Do you think that since they made the change from coach from Valerie Garnier at the Tokyo Olympics to now, that this team has changed dramatically in their approach, or have they tweaked it? Is it hard to say?
I think their style of play is possibly a little bit different than it was with Garnier. You know, Coach Tupen, we talked about it, that coaching change happened after the Olympics in Tokyo. So in 2021, you know, they went, put up a coaching search. Jean-Aimé Tupen got the job, had a little bit of time with them in November before their qualification for the EuroBasket. A little bit of time with them in February. Wasn't great basketball, but he didn't have a lot of time with them. Last year, I thought they made a little bit of a step, but not a real progression. And then we'll see how they do in this tournament. But so far, right now, you're saying, I see something different. This is the best game they've played.
Yeah.
You missed the first 3 games.
Exactly, exactly. I mean, the criticism that I heard under the previous regime with France, the previous regimes, even going all the way back to Pierre Vincent before Valérie Garnier, was that maybe there was too much structure, maybe not enough freedom for the players. But I don't know that. Maybe there's less structure, but it's not like I'm seeing a lot of freewheeling, so to speak. It still feels pretty organized to me.
Yeah, I think that's, you know, very much France basketball, not just with the national team. How
oh my gosh.
A lot of their players play professionally, and the coaches coach in France.
Lekovic just missed another layup.
And an open layup at that.
19 points. I will just own up to this right now and say that I was messaging Shona, have you seen Lekovic play? She's incredible. Have you seen her? Yeah, I know about her. She's good. Yeah, whatever. It's like, well, get ready. When she comes to Ljubljana, you're going to be impressed. And unfortunately tonight, she hasn't really impressed at all. But
19 years old. You know what? She's going to have another game on Saturday, most likely, unless I would say a miracle happens. So we do know that they're going to play Serbia. Serbia That'll be a great challenge for a young point guard and Lajkovic to go up against some of those Serbian players defensively.
A Balkan battle.
A Balkan battle.
A beautiful Balkan battle.
A BBB.
Boisterous Balkan battle. Stepanovic goes out. Here she is, Lajkovic. I mean, it's, you know, Lacan, Lajkovic. I'm trying to think of the most impressive youngsters that we've seen in this tournament. Saw some good ones for the Czechs. Well, she will have a better idea now that to get to this level, there's still a ways to go. And I can't speak highly enough of Gruda. I mean, she just looks as good as ever.
No, she really does. In the first 3 games, you felt like her shot was a little off. I mean, it is, you know, we've seen that shot. Yeah, it's a little bit unusual and unorthodox, maybe shooting for him. But I felt like she was hesitating a lot more than she normally did when she'd already, you know, gone into her shooting pocket, which is kind of behind her head. She had an air ball at the free throw line one time, and here you just see her, no hesitation. She's catching, she's shooting, she's letting it go.
Yeah, I really do wonder if, like what you said, if the kind of the snarky comments or the maybe the French media was a little unkind to France, if it's really lit a firecracker underneath them and really upset them, because they have been focused, concentrated, and been on point tonight. Gruda. I wouldn't have thought in a million years tonight that Gruda would be the dominant force that she has been, or dominating over Mac, but she's won that matchup. I mean, Mac is not playing with a sense of urgency now. It's kind of like the game is over. So look at Michelle. She just takes it right away. Lajkovic. So we're seeing back-to-back blowouts of neighbors, Serbia and Montenegro. I mean, it's kind of uncomfortable viewing.
It's not really what you expect, especially at a quarterfinal. Serbia obviously missing some famous GOATs that they had around back 2 years ago, who won the helped win the FIBA Women's EuroBasket for Serbia. And then let's not forget, Montenegro didn't expect to be here.
Now let's go to this. We play short. Maria. Sorry, Vučko. Maria. Sofia. Bojana. Meg. Maria, open even here. Pass the ball. We can play it high, okay? Now. Bojana, I want you to run here. Sofia, lift up here. Meg. So, Maria with the ball. Don't dribble if you don't have to. Here, break. Set the screen for Vučko. Vučko, you pass the ball. Get your players here. Up, and we try to play out of YouTube, okay? Here. So, if she drives, roll here, and we pass yours here. Let's go. Okay? Let's go.
You said Serbia missing a couple of GOATs, but can you have GOATs as like GOAT plural? Because if you're the greatest, right?
Yeah.
It's like collectively.
Yeah.
I get your point.
Depends on the year.
2 of the best of all time.
Yes.
Jelena Brooks and Sanja Vasic. And there is Marine Fotuks. Look out, Fotuks might want to be going for the post-game interview tonight. She hasn't given up hope of that.
That's what she's playing for.
Just as a reminder, a triple-double earlier tonight from Emma Messman.
Just Just a reminder, history made by Emma Messman.
First time ever, yeah, a triple-double. Came back into the game late to get that last assist when word got down to the bench.
We wanted it.
We did. I was a little bit surprised that he put her in, to be honest, because if she had been injured.
She came in one possession, went back out.
Look at Fotuk. She doesn't give up on the ball. And then Gruda is just automatic. It's like Montenegro are asking, what did we do to upset you tonight? You're just taking out all your anger on us.
Well, you know, I think they've been frustrated. Yeah, they've won, but I think it's been a little bit frustrating. And obviously, don't forget, they're playing without Ileana Rupert. Haven't really talked much about it. She had that shoulder dislocation in their last game.
Ooh, nothing but net, but unfortunately, it didn't go through the rim. So going out, number 4, Zivljevic, Doncic, and Stepanovic comes back in. I wonder also, like, a reflection of the French league, because most of these are French-based players, aren't they?
Most of them, all of them are.
Yeah, so it speaks highly of the French league, doesn't it?
It does, and then when you think about how many players from Belgium play in France.
Wow. They're just playing at a different speed, different quality level. You just got to tip your hat to the French tonight.
You know, Serbia has a few players on their team who have played in France before. There are the last 2 points by Fotuk's. Good decision to switch her hands up, protect the ball, finish with her left hand on the right-hand side. And what a great breakout game for her. For many of these French players, I think Gruda has been excellent. Badian, Fotuk's.
And I think really that, you know, Belgium in the next game, they must be watching this and thinking, wow, this isn't the France that we saw earlier in the tournament. They're just sending out a message.
They really are. I think Belgium sent out a message before this game. France now sending out their own message. You know the Belgium coaches, they're sitting behind the French bench. They're French bench. They are here, just a little bit to the right. They are here. They know that they're going to play the winner. Most likely that winner is going to be, well, I mean, the winner is going to be France.
Well, I guess one advantage they have is that Belgium's coaches in France.
Oh,
so he knows the players
very well. He coaches Salon in Villeneuve d'Ascq.
Natasha Mack, another miss for her. It certainly appears that there might be a new era for French basketball that we're watching unfold tonight. It's only been one game, but it sure is impressive to me. And if they can bottle this type of performance.
And again, another missed layup, opportunity for a three-point play. And Lajkovic, maybe this is some of the toughest defense she has come up against in this tournament. She didn't make it, but she is going to be rewarded with a trip to the free throw line after that foul by Sarah Michel. As we see Marine Fotuk going out and high-fiving her teammates on the bench.
She has been blanketed. She's been suffocated today, seriously.
Yeah.
She hasn't played
as well as Natasha Mack. I mean, Mack has 4 points. Leading scorer, over 14 a game normally. And just missing easy shots as well. against good teams, you can't miss open shots. They haven't had a lot, so when you do miss your open shots, it's very, very difficult.
Lacombe. Michelle has it taken away. Mujovic. Decide to bring it back out. France also back on defense. Nice move. Stepanovic. 2:40 remaining, 41-point lead for France in a blowout of a tournament that had been praised for its parity, for how level it was. But this hasn't been very level at all tonight. Salon. I guess if you're a French fan, you want to come and see a win, don't you? So the bigger the win, the better. Less tension.
Less tension. I don't think they really care as long as it's a win, but obviously a little bit more comfortable if you can win easily.
And tomorrow, 2 days from now, the semifinal between France and Belgium, to me, has the feel of a final. They look like the two best teams.
Well, we still have another game coming up after this one that we're saying for sure Belgium and France are the best teams that we have seen play today.
Yeah,
I haven't seen Spain live yet. You haven't seen Germany live.
I did. I watched it with you. Don't you remember? Am I that anonymous that you didn't notice I was right beside you?
Well, you weren't speaking. So.
But I couldn't because you were commentating.
Maja, otvori se. Ovako ćemo. Zorana, ovdje si, okej? Dragana, budi ovdje. Božice, pas na Maju. Hop, Šćepo, ovdje si, okej? Hop, Božo, ovdje. Ovdje izlaziš. Dragana, hand-off sa Majom. Hand-off, ti uzimaš loptu. Zorana, kreni 2 koraka ovdje, ali tek kad ona primi loptu i krene u dribling. Kreni i uradi od backdoor. Pas. Božo. Posto loptu izađi ovdje. Ako odu dvije na nju, ozi strip Maja. Znači ti uđi sad Maju u kontakt, otvori se, hand-off, hop i na backdoor tražimo da damo pas ovdje.
I think, as we come back out on the court, obviously France are going to win this game. You talk about potentially with Spain, how good are they? And, for them, okay, it's Jovanovic out for this team. It's Rupert out for France. And for Spain, they lost Maria Conde the other night. And she had been utterly sensational in Spain's second game. Like high-flying Maria Conde, bearing three-pointer, everything. So I don't know that they would be able to recover and win without Maria Conde if she doesn't come back.
Really?
Maybe not.
It's her shoulder as well, correct?
It's the old injury. It's the shoulder injury.
Yeah, for about a year she wore a brace on it while she played.
So it really depends if she's able to go, if she's able to play, how effective she'll be. Spain do have that winning mentality, but so did Serbia, and they got beat by 40 tonight. But yeah, very disappointing performance overall for Montenegro tonight. But most of that has to do with France. They just been absolutely brilliant. Look at that.
And maybe a disappointing performance for Montenegro, but they're also in the quarterfinals of the FIBA Women's EuroBasket. I mean,
yeah.
I never would have guessed that going into this tournament, that we would be seeing Montenegro this far. They have an opportunity to get a ticket to an Olympic qualifying tournament.
That's right. Top 6. They need a top 6 finish.
They need top 6.
Zivkovic, a rare bucket for Montenegro, getting it back to 87-44. And you have to think that that France must be driven by those, runs to the final that have just come up, and then they've come up short. And the big question is, are they finally going to figure it out this year? This performance will have sharpened their focus ahead of tomorrow when they get ready for Belgium. And I think Belgium are fully aware that, wow, this is going to be some kind of semifinal. I mean, France they are good.
I think after watching these two teams today, France and Belgium, it almost seems like that semifinal that's going to happen between them could possibly be the final. But this is before, our Spain and Germany game that's coming up. But it's kind of the way the ball bounces sometimes and the draw, and unfortunately those things happen. I think in a tournament like this, the Continental Cups by FIBA, the World Cup, Olympics, you have to beat the best. It doesn't matter where you play them. Yeah, sometimes you'd like a little easier path, but so if it means you have to beat the best team in the semifinals and then maybe beat someone a little bit better, it's the way it goes.
So 90-46, France win it convincingly over Montenegro. You have to applaud the French. They were awesome tonight. And they look like a team now with a point to prove. Look out. Just look at this. You just look at this team, this French team, and every single player contributed in one way or another, and they played like a well-oiled machine, like you just drove it off the lot.
Yeah, you said it. Some big performances by Fotuk, Gruda, Badien, breakout games for them. You just hope that it continues to go like that for France, because if they can, they're going to be very, very dangerous. I mentioned it before the game. There's no one you can really select who's going to be, the star of that game, because they do have a deep bench, and it could be anyone, which is an advantage, but also maybe a little bit difficult of how do you get rotations, how do you give everyone their opportunities. So France, 27 assists, only just 10 assists for Montenegro. And we mentioned the top scorers. Yeah, I was a little bit disappointed. I thought Lekovic was going to come out, show out, but you know what? Hopefully I'll get to see her 2 more times here in Ljubljana, Slovenia. And right now the French fans are celebrating with the players, as the players know that they're now giving themselves a chance.
Well, tough night at the office, no doubt. And you could really take your pick for who the best player was in this game for France. I mean, they just all executed the game plan. They were confident. They made the shots. It never gets old watching Sandra and Gruda put in a performance like she did tonight. But it's also exciting to see the likes of Badien come out and get it done with some panache. And it's nice to see Fotuk turn it on finally.
Yeah, finally. 2 points a game coming into this game, 15 points tonight. And I believe we're going to have our colleague, Azania Stewart.
Yeah, she's going to be interviewing. But anyway, here's the highlights, and we'll just pipe down so you can get ready for the big interview. Okay, we're going to keep looking at these highlights. And again, it's just a reminder of how dominant France were tonight. Having the success, and not just the starters, but all those players coming off the bench.
Here with Marine Futux, 15 points and 6 assists, a well-rounded game for you guys. Just explain to me how you're feeling about this win.
We knew we need to be tough since the beginning against this team, and we did really well since the first minute. So after, there is a big score against them.
And having your fans here egg you on to the next round, how important is it, this confidence and your fans for the semi-final?
It's very important because we feel people behind us, and they are here since the beginning, so we are very happy they are here.
Thank you, and good luck.
Well, you heard it, Marine Futux. And there is the road to the finals of France and Belgium. What a semifinal, and that is going to be special. Next up will be Spain and Germany. The winner of that one will play Hungary in the other semifinal. So be sure to tune in for that one. Thanks for watching, folks.
With Natasha Mack from Montenegro, a tough